Hello everyone, this is Goosebumps Godzilla, and today I'm doing a video about Crystal, an evil witch from the 53rd Goosebumps book, Chicken Chicken, and how she is really a fraud, and she did not change the main protagonist and her little brother into chickens. So in the book, Chicken Chicken, real fast, I'm gonna have spoilers for the book, Chicken Chicken. Most people do not want to read it, and when they do, they don't like it. So, yeah, many people call it the worst Goosebumps book. Me personally, I don't think it's that bad. It's just a strange plot. But you may like it. So just in case, make sure to read the book before you actually watch the video. So anyway, in the book, Chicken Chicken, the main protagonist and her little brother are running around the small farming town, and they accidentally bump into this crazy witch named Vanessa. And so Vanessa was just coming out of the grocery store, and she just went grocery shopping. So when they bumped into her, all her groceries spilled out all over the ground. Without saying sorry, the main protagonist and her little brother run away from the scene, but before they do, Vanessa yells out the words, "Chicken, chicken." And later on in the book, supposedly because of those magic words, they turn into chickens. So, my theory is that she's really a fraud and did not actually change the kids into chickens. And it's actually a situation very similar to the events in The Lizard of Oz. Oh yeah, and I've forgotten to have spoilers for The Lizard of Oz. So anyway, let's get started. So, the first reason I do not believe that Vanessa actually turned the kids, the main protagonist and her little brother, into chickens is the fact that she spilled groceries. The reason I do not believe this is because if she's coming out with groceries, she's gonna have food. And if all the food spills out, what happens if some of the food that spills out is chicken? Then she'd say, "Chicken, chicken," like she's upset because all her chicken got spilled out. I know that sounds weird, but this whole book is pretty weird. So it kind of makes sense why she'd say, "Chicken, chicken." And I guess also if she really, really did like chicken, she'd be upset if it got knocked over, and that's why she pointed accusingly at the kids. Also, she seems pretty crazy, if you ask me. I mean, if she intentionally turned these kids into chicken just because they didn't say sorry for spilling out their groceries, does she have any respect for human life? It doesn't seem so. I mean, these kids, they're just kids, and she just turns them into chickens. She has no respect for human life. She likes manners and just wants to ruin these kids' lives just because they forgot to say sorry. I know it's nice and better to say sorry, and the kids should be punished, but seriously, she turned them into chickens. She ruined their life, basically. So, if this was a real thing, it'd still be really, really, only a crazy person would do that, not a decent person who cares about manners. So that automatically proves that she must be a little crazy. And just judging from her status in this small farming town, and just the way everyone thinks about her in the book, this evil witch, then it must seem that she is crazy. And so when the main protagonist and her little brother accuse her of turning them into a chicken, then she probably will, agree to that because she's so crazy. Also, in the book, her spell book doesn't really seem to work. Because when the kids are trying to use this magic spell book and all that stuff, it just kept messing up and messing up and messing up. It never seemed to actually work in turning them back into human. This probably is because they're not that skilled in magic, because they're just chickens reading it from a book. So, but just the way the spells just kept messing up and made them smaller, made them bigger. All these messed up spells inside her book. So it really seems that while she may have magical powers, she cannot turn children into chickens. And so while these are just small little bits of evidence, and none of them are truly convincing that she actually did intentionally turn chickens, it's just this one big plot hole that altogether proves that she is a fraud when she claims that she turned the kids into chickens. Because the kids finally say, "We're sorry about spilling your groceries." But guess what she replies to them? "It's too late. You can't fix it." And this wouldn't make any sense if later on in the book, actually, when the main protagonist writes down a thank you note to her, she turns it back. How could she just magically turn the kids into chickens then? How? And the thing is, she didn't turn them into chickens. If she was actually able to, and she actually knew what she was doing, then she could automatically say, "Yes, I can turn you into chickens. It's not turn you back into humans. It's not too late." I mean, if someone accidentally bumped into me spilling all the groceries, I wouldn't be furious. I mean, I'd be pretty mad if they didn't say sorry or help me out or anything. But I wouldn't go to the extent that I would turn them into chickens and lie to them about turning back. That's just me. I guess Vanessa's a little cuckoo. But it just has to mean that she cannot turn them into chickens, because she herself said she couldn't turn it back, and then she magically turned it back. The only logical explanation for this to occur is if it's something like the Lizard of Oz. So this is the 10th Goosebumps Most Wanted book, the last one in the series, and in the book is revealed that the main protagonist can turn into a lizard. But she didn't know this in the book, and she kept questioning why. She kept getting harder skin, and all of these several things. And she eventually figures out in the end of the book that her family are basically people who can turn into lizards. And this could be the same scenario for Chicken. Also in the book, the main protagonist's parents in The Lizard of Oz want to surround themselves with lizards because they want to be with their ancestors or whatever. And then in Chicken, main protagonist's parents move to a farm where chickens are to, I guess, honor their ancestors or whatever. I don't know, like honor their relatives or something like that. Also, in the 8th Goosebumps book, The Girl Who Cried Monster, Mr. Mortman is a very similar monster. While he doesn't turn into an animal of some kind, he's still sort of a monster. Just like the main protagonist from The Lizard of Oz and her family. And I guess, like Crystal from Chicken. Because in The Girl Who Cried Monster, let's just say that, it is revealed that each monster lives in their own town. Maybe Crystal and her family figure out that there's another monster in their town, so they move to this quiet neighborhood. And so just judging from the fact that there's chickens at the farm and in the Lizard of Oz, people just like them, except they turn into lizards, like to immerse themselves with their own kind, just like the parents from Chicken Chicken, and the fact that somehow Vanessa could not turn them back, and then magically the next chapter she could. And the fact, another good reason they moved is because it's a quiet town where probably no other monsters like Mr. Mortman or something like that would live. So this all adds up to the fact that most likely Vanessa is a fraud.